Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, March 16th, 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call tomorrow night. We're going to be discussing some impactful issues concerning spike proteins and the human body, what the current status is health-wise, and some of the new avenues that we have been introduced to that I'm moving into testing to see what their effectiveness is. There is no creativity if there is no chaos. Every experience in this life has a purpose, a reason to it. There is a time for sadness and a time for joy. When we truly can let our fears flow and allow the deepest sadness within us to rise to the surface, it becomes a powerful source of healing that brings profound realizations to our lives. By allowing our deepest possible sadness to be felt and experienced, that energy opens a humility inside of us and a vulnerability that touches the core of our being. It pulls us down to the bottom of our emotional oceans, where we find the easiest, sweetest surrender to the very source of who we are. A life without tears is always a very dry, stuffy, and controlled existence. If your emotional rivers are not allowed to flow, a dam builds inside you, which will block the joy and ecstasy your life contains. Feeling sadness is essential for anyone who wants to become a fully alive, mature, however you look at it, human being, Homo sapien. And it is the first step to finding emotional freedom. Releasing even a few tears are a way to soften, relax, and instantly release the stress, fear, and anxiety of dealing with our world. Crying is how we cleanse ourselves from built-up tensions, past emotional turmoil. It helps us to stop holding on to life too tightly. As the deepest ocean of emotion flows through our hearts, it purifies, detoxifies, liberates us from old, wounded thought patterns that are needing to be healed and forgiven or loved. When our deepest sadness is welcomed and fully felt, it can empty our entire basement of horrors. All the incomplete feelings we've had in our lives of being abandoned, betrayed, lonely, lost, or isolated can come flooding through. This is why some people stay far away from feeling their feelings. If they open them up a crack, they might get lost in them. The truth is that emotions come and go like the weather. When we feel our deepest pain, we start healing these old painful wounds and start trusting they can be healed. By opening up to our emotional basement, we bring the light of awareness into the darkness. As the light starts shining in, we can finally see what is down there and really relax about it. Then we can truly be quiet and experience the very still, calm center of who we are and who we are not. When feelings are felt to the core, not only does our basement get cleaned out, but every closet, cabinet, and cupboard in your house feels more relaxed and peaceful. The silence in us grows everywhere, becoming a natural, easy, and free feeling that is okay with any fear or insecurity. Because sadness is such an intoxicating, healing, and powerful experience, sometimes it happens that the mind may turn to it like an addictive drug. If the brain is constantly doused with sad thoughts, memories, and emotions, sad chemicals are continuously released throughout the brain. And it becomes harder to get beyond the gloom and doom perception. We end up feeling powerless and crying or feeling hopeless about anything that happens. Sadness becomes the norm instead of the occasional medicine. And then it becomes an automatic, safe response to whatever situation we are in. It can hypnotize us. We end up playing a victim role our entire lives. The emotional cocktail we create in the brain is extremely powerful. And when we become comfortable with a certain cocktail, we tend to repeat it. If sadness becomes like an old friend, then you don't ever want to leave. It is time to look for another exit. We must find that which brings us true unbounded joy, a river of bliss that makes us want to dance on the ceiling. And this is the door to laughter. At the height of laughter, the universe is flung into a kaleidoscope of new possibilities. Jane Houston. It is important to know that we are not trying to get rid of our tears. That would never do to any good. This is about finding that which is beyond sorrow and touched by it. This is about letting the pendulum swing to the full extreme so that our deepest pain is felt as well as our greatest joy, and then dropping them both. The first step is learning how to relax our bodies and open our minds throughout the day. As we are doing our daily activities, or even if we are stuck lying around all day on the couch depressed, practice letting go of the mind by relaxing every muscle throughout your body. Right now, really scan your body and see what tiny little muscles are still holding inside, still holding on inside. Relax into any tension you find inside. Relax your breath so that the air moves through you fluidly and without any constraint. Feel the body, how it is, and accept it through relaxation. Notice the holding patterns going on inside, yet do not judge them. Give all your love and energy into relaxing as deeply as you possibly can. Let everything go and be purely relaxed in your body, as if it was the very first time in your life. After your body is relaxed, you will notice that the mind softens and opens. Then the mind becomes even more creative, flexible, able to manifest the reality you want. If you can totally relax your body, you can learn how to laugh about any perceived gloom and doom reality. And when you can take one tiny step back from the saddest situation in your mind, you give yourself enough space to eventually be able to let go, see the bigger picture, and laugh about it. The sense of space gives you a feeling of freedom, a choice that allows in more awareness. The sense of space gives us a feeling of freedom, a choice that allows in more awareness to choose how we want to respond. We become a more conscious being who can welcome all our heaviness inside and yet not lose ourselves in it. Through awareness, we can get beyond any pain and take the lighter path. Now let's experiment with something here. Allow yourselves in this moment to feel all the space around you. Not just in your room or wherever you are. Feel what is beyond these walls into the infinite universe that is all around you right now. It is above you, as well as below you, on the other side of the planet. There is so much space on every side of you. It is infinite in all directions. If this little planet was not beneath your feet, you would feel the vastness of the cosmos instantly. When you give yourself permission to feel this spacious universe we are in, it gives us a broader understanding of ourselves. We become more conscious, and can choose what are the juiciest experiences in this life that we want to create. Through getting in touch with the infinite universe, we discover that we are the center of it. We discover our natural ability to decide what we truly want to focus on in each moment. We can see that we are creating every moment of our reality. And we understand that whatever we focus on is what we become. Eventually, with practice, we will begin to laugh about it all. We will start to laugh at ourselves and the ridiculousness of all the suffering we have creatively allowed to manifest in our lives. We are laughing not just because we realize that we are an all-powerful being who has nothing to be afraid of ever again. We are laughing because we realize that we created it all for our own enjoyment. This level of laughter paves the road to freedom and eventually into the experience of enlightenment. Your body cannot heal without play. Your mind cannot heal without laughter. Your soul cannot heal without joy. Catherine Fenwick. How true that is. Learning to laugh at yourself is one of the highest and most evolved things any of us can do to heal and deal with our inner world. Once our laughter is big, real, and true, it liberates the mind from trying to fix, heal, or micromanage ourselves. We then begin to really relax and truly enjoy this life we are living in. Through laughter, we can relax about anything that arises. We can move beyond the serious stagnation of the ego. We have discovered a path of lightness and love, which is the easiest path to transcending the ego. If and when we can truly laugh at our egos from a place of joy and insight, we have grown beyond it. If and when we can truly laugh at our ego from a place of joy and insight, we have grown beyond it. Then we can instantly turn the deepest pain into a wide, roaring, spontaneous cackle. The secret, the discovery to rip-roaring laughter is feeling into the bigger picture of our lives while seeing how ridiculous this little narrow mind can be. It is quite ridiculous how much suffering we put ourselves through, and all for what? Isn't it? It is quite ridiculous, and how much suffering we put ourselves through, and all for what? The mind continues to make up another story, one after the other, for us to believe in. Through seeing how creative and untrue the mind can be, it forces us to step back from it and find a place of real release. The release that comes in the roots of pure joy and freedom is vocalized as laughter. When we have stepped back from it all and are seeing the global perspective on our lives compared to what is happening to the other 8+ billion on Earth right now, it is hard to take our life so seriously. Isn't it? When the mind stops being so narrow, we begin to wonder and eventually know how this life is meant to be a liberating dance and ecstatic celebration. By remaining connected to the spaciousness of this universe, we can always find the feeling of freedom. We start to dance inside and explore the many other dimensions to life. When real freedom is present inside, our tears instantly turn into laughter. We cannot hold on to any old sad story. We may still feel the energy there, yet we cannot identify with how small, powerless, and sad our situation actually is. When we see the bigger picture, we start seeing the difference between something that is truly an elephant problem or another little mouse problem with a bigger perspective. We will not get so quickly wrapped up in reacting to the small stuff because we will know that it is all small stuff. When we can step out even further from a global understanding and get into a galactic perspective, realizing there are billions of other planets, beings, and lives out there in the vast, infinite universe, we will see that our whole planet can let go, relax, and not take things in such a serious manner. Anytime we can take on a bigger perspective, do it. You will be more exposed to the real truth. You will start understanding yourself as an infinite soul on an eternal journey through this experience called life. Knowing this, you remain cool, centered, and at peace with whatever arises. You will discover your natural ability to sit back, enjoy your life, and laugh, laugh, laugh at it all. As you retrain the brain, we're all retraining our brains, right? As we retrain the brain to see our daily life in a humorous way, it becomes very hard to take anyone or anything seriously anymore. As we retrain our brains to see our daily lives in a humorous way, it becomes very difficult to take anyone or anything seriously anymore. Now, we may meet people in a sincere way, have a compassion for their struggle, yet we never fight with them and lose our lightness in their pit of serious feelings. We simply know it is a trap based on an illusion. Seeing everything as non-serious may sound insincere, superficial, and be an escape from intimacy. Yet, when you are in touch with the depth of your pain, you can laugh a huge, blissed-out belly laugh when you find yourself on the other side of it. A sense of humor is needed. A sense of humor is needed. Armor, right? Joy in one's heart and some laughter on one's lips is a sign that the person down deep has a pretty darn good grasp of this life. You Sydney. So this week, I invite you to try something totally new. Trick yourself into laughing every day. Even if you have to fake it until you make it. Pretend it until you transcend it. Make yourself giggle at things. Eventually, it will feel real. Get your laughter engine started. One day, you will have an authentic smile from ear to ear about the exact same thing you were once perpetually sad about. You will see that you always have the choice to laugh at yourself and your life. Now, laughter is always an option. It is possible to see anything as humorous. With a minor shift in perspective, you can turn a graveyard-like conversation into a place of healing and lightness. The people who cannot laugh at themselves are missing one vital point. That you can see the farthest, clearest, biggest picture of life from the top of a mountain peak. And you can feel your deepest, darkest, most sensitive feelings at the bottom of the valley. If and when you want full clarity from all confusion, climb the peak of laughter. If you want to become more sensitive to the depth of your soul, hang out in the emotional valleys. There is nothing wrong with the valleys. They just do not allow us to see the vast, unlimited beings we all truly are. The experience of laughter is similar to sadness in the way that it heals and liberates us from the controlling grip of the mind. When we laugh, the brain's chemicals become more receptive to the new, unknown, unusual, and we open to the feeling that anything is possible. With laughter, we can feel unstoppable in whatever we want to manifest in our lives. Many scientific studies have been done on the healing benefits of laughter. They have found that the people who laugh constantly throughout the day are less likely to contract a serious illness or disease. In fact, there are laughing healing centers where people who are battling cancer and other life-threatening diseases are being cured by eating a raw vegan diet and surrounding themselves with positive, happy people and entertainment they find hilarious and funny. Laughter is the highest path to healing and breeds the most positive long-term benefits to deal with this wild, wacky, crazy world. Now, some feel that the most enlightened path of all is to discover a healthy balance between laughter and tears. A combination of both will bring you to the ultimate peak of consciousness and the divine experience of being human. Whenever we are moved to tears of joy, we are the closest to God. There is nothing more touching to the heart than something that brings so much joy inside you that it makes you cry. We've all been there more than once. Of course, not every life experience can bring you to tears of joy, yet when your typical week flows evenly between laughing and crying, allowing the free flow between both paradigms, you will drop even deeper into the essence of your being and discover the most healthy, healing, and enlightening path of them all. At this place, you have become a real human being who is sensitive enough to feel life to its extremes without getting attached to either side. To find a balance between laughing and crying, we must choose to travel deep inside ourselves and rest in the silent source of that is at the core of who we truly are. We must choose to be willing to relax, let go of all of our old comfortable habits, drop into the unknown zone. The most healing feelings in this universe are found here. This is the greatest journey a human being can take in their lifetime. When we are truly free to swing in any moment from laughter to tears, we will be able to blend them and discover that tears of joy naturally find us. Then we have found the greatest gift that life can give, an infinite source of peace. Our emotions cannot take us hostage anymore. And we discovered that every ordinary moment in life, this life, contains that which is sacred and divine. So we explore all of these different avenues, right? And we're learning about who and what we are. This is the journey. This is the endless journey. And as we discover more and more about who and what we are, we move away from the mind and ego. We move beyond them. We no longer are in yesterday or tomorrow. We're in the now. Our breath is our guide. Always has been. So when we become more aware of who and what we are, such as laughter, bliss, joy. Have you ever laughed so much that you were tearing because you'd laughed so hard? And you ever been in a situation where you're laughing so much that you can't stop? You just can't stop laughing, and it just pours out of you. And you can do it. You can kind of start a little bit, during the course of the day. Just kind of look at things in your life, and you look at them, and you got to laugh. And you got to be able to comfortably laugh at yourself. Because this journey is about you. It's about what you learn, how you learn it. It's about what you discover about who and what you are. It's about reaching the God that you are within that body and embracing it. Feeling all of this. Flood in, flood out. And even, when you look at this planet, and you look at all the silliness going on, it's easy to laugh. It really is. When you look at what the society that we've created on multiple contributions, where, here's this rat race. Everybody's scurrying in a hurry to what? Get nowhere. Have you ever been driving, right? You're traveling on the road. And, you're going, regular speed. You're not speeding. You're not going too slow. You're just enjoying the ride. And so somebody comes behind you. And they get pretty close to your tail end. And so you motion them to get by you, right? And so they zoom by you. And they disappear ahead of you. A while later, and I don't know if I'm sure that you've experienced this more than once. A little while later, you come to some kind of a traffic jam, right? And who's in front of you? Or who do you pass by? The same person that was in a hurry to get nowhere. You see? All of us are in a hurry to get nowhere. We've got these preconceived notions that were created by other people's thoughts as we grew. These bodies grew. And so we direct our attention to have to get here and have to do this and have to get that. Have to get that and have to get this. And so we've got our, knobs, right, and our buttons, and we turn it up. So we're going about a mile a second, and we don't know where we're going. Because everybody's going there, right? Well, some people want to get to the top of the corporate ladder. Other people want to accomplish something in art or something that they are doing, that they enjoy. But everybody has a direction, pretty much. Whether the direction is to sit in a ditch and drink Mad Dog 2020, it doesn't matter. It's the direction that we choose to take. And we are the masters and commanders of all of it. Isn't that ironic? We're the masters and commanders of all of it. Your life, you created. All of us. Exactly in this very moment, in this very now. We begin to, we understand and we comprehend and we embrace it, is that it's not their fault. There's nobody's fault. There's nobody's fault here. It's that what we've manifested, created, and drawn to ourselves in this life. right? And you know, people get depressed and down. You know, they look at themselves as not much or poor opinion. We go heavy on ourselves instead of saying how deeply grateful we are for ourselves, how deeply and eternally we love ourselves. But, you know, you have the people that their own worst enemy that just constantly eviscerate themselves. They can't accept compliments. They get really defensive. They're always distraught and stressed, but at the same time telling everybody they're fine. You ever experience that with yourself or with others? They hide a lot of things within. They become compressed. You can feel that energy since we're all connected. You can feel the pressure, the tension on an ongoing basis. So it just depends. And, you know, some of us will go through this life and leave it regretting. I'll guarantee you that. In fact, the majority of us will regret what we didn't do while we were in a physical form. We'll regret it. Because it's a ego-mind mastership over us that controls us and guides us until we leave the body. You've heard the term, don't sweat the small stuff, right? But the funny thing is that the majority of us sweat the small stuff. Where you have no knowledge, you're ignorant. Eliminate the ignorance through gaining the knowledge. If there's something that you want to know about and don't, then find out about it. And you will. You had, say that you have a wish right in this very moment. And the wish is, repeat it to yourself, focus on it. And when your body is in a relaxed state and you're focused on your breath and you're pretty darn sure you're in the heart mind, then send it out to the universe. And you add a major amount of patience. Because the minute we start trying to force, rush, hurry something, it's just not going to work. What we're doing is putting it away. Whenever you start worrying about something, it's always ego mind. This is how you can identify. When you're worried, stressing, and fearing, it's ego mind. Okay? When you're anxious in a hurry, it's ego mind. This is how you can differentiate and start to begin to understand just how much mastery ego mind has over you. But see, as you step out of the ego mind, leave them alone, and you stay in the now and you focus on your breath, then you begin to understand this is how they operate and how they always operate. So you say, I'm not interested in engaging in the ego mind. And when thoughts come in, it's ego mind. When you purposely identify something and you project a thought and you give that thought energy and that thought is brought into reality for you to experience it. And you can identify the more you practice. And you're not judging. And you're not angry. You're having a ball. You start to go, that's ego mind thought. Not interested in engaging in it. There's no reason for me to. And it disappears. And then immediately it sends another one, and immediately it sends another one, and then it kind of dissipates, right? Then it kind of just falls away. And then another one comes in, and then another one comes in. And you just, ego mind thought, I'm not interested in it. And then you say, I'm going to right now send a thought to the universe. And you're precise, you're detailed. You're in a relaxed mode, you're in the now, and you're just easy peasy. And so you send this out to the universe through the heart mind with full confidence, full faith, and full trust in yourself and the universe. And then you let it go. Because, you know, it's in the universe's hands, and it'll come at the exact time that it is supposed to come. And the universe knows what's best for us more than we do. When you do this on a consistent basis, your life will never be the same, ever again. This is the whole direction of going within. This is our discovery of who and what we are. And when we become frustrated, hurried or rushed, impatient, angry, disappointed, all ego mind, all of it. Okay, we'll see how this sounds. But when we get to the point, the understanding, that we're the masters and commanders, ego mind never was, but we allowed it to become. The more we can leave the ego mind alone on our own volition, the happier and the freer we become. Do you look at all the effort that we've spent lifetimes worrying, stressing, and fearing, fighting life, suppressing our feelings, sadness, depression? Doesn't it make sense that we direct our energies in higher frequency? When you're sad, you can laugh about being sad. Okay? And then when you're angry, you can laugh at what you look at the anger and you say, why am I expending so much energy at being angry? It's because that's ego mind. And you say, I don't care to be angry. I'm going to switch my energy frequency higher and bring myself more into joy and happiness and laughter. See, this is our navigation. This is actually our roadmap, our chart, that we navigate ourselves. And so many times we don't realize, right, that we're doing it. It's just almost so much of a habit that we just do it. It's just a response. And so we finally discover that and say, okay, enough's enough. I'm going to concentrate and focus on ease, slowness, laughter. You know, there's some people that will worry and stress, fear of not having something that they want, right? Or something that they create in their minds that's ominous. It just follows them everywhere, like a dark cloud. Not knowing that they're the very ones that have sent that energy out to create it. And it's not like, oh, you know, your fault, or it really isn't a negative. It's basically the understanding that you gain, that you understand about yourself. How many of us really, truly without a shadow of a doubt, know ourselves. Know ourselves. And when we know ourselves, you know what? We're at peace. We have forgiven. We have surrendered within. All the obstacles that we have put up, all the walls have been eliminated. Slowly but surely, we come full circle, and there's the God that we are. I had a conversation before the meditation with a being, and they began to understand that, see, we're all the God. We all make up the God. The God energy is within us all. We are the essence of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It is our very nature as the gods that we are that we create. And all of us, literally as the gods that we are creating every second, every microsecond. We create planets. We don't know it, but we do. We're constantly moving energy into form, create it in reality, and experiencing it. This is what we do. It's our mainstay. Sure, we get to the point where we discover the God within us, which is the joy, the laughter, the happiness, the bliss, the peace, the tranquility. And that really puts us in the position, we take ourselves and put us in that higher vibrational frequency, and then everything will come to us. In other words, we're not running after it, it's coming to us in the form of opportunities, possibilities, avenues, adventures, journeys. And we become so good at it that it's like a drop of the hat. Whenever, whatever, boom, it's there. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close this out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out of the mouth. Remain still. It is safe to love no matter how many times you've been hurt in the past or rejected by someone you really trusted. The energy of love will still be there for you. The source of real love never ever changes. It is like an infinite sun, always warming and lighting the way to whatever is nearby. You are the source of infinite love deep down inside. It's just underneath all the fear and resistance to it. It is safe to be your real warm self and shine that light on everyone you encounter. It's the safest place we will ever find on this earth. The love will protect you from all harm on any level. You can give it away as much as you want. And you'll find there is always an infinite supply of it at the very core. Some people may feel it. Others may fear it. What matters most is that you are in touch with it now, connecting with it, enjoying it as much as you possibly can. The amazing quality of this life that love brings is worth the risk. So take a deep breath right now. Commit yourself to this love. Perpetually choose from now on to relax into this safe source of love inside you. The magic simply happens by letting go of your resistance to it. Today is your golden moment to experience the real truth of how awesome, incredibly divine, and lovable you actually are. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here Friday, March 17th, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times, and be in deep eternal gratitude at all times.